I don't know about you, but I thoroughly enjoy reading the stories in the scriptures, especially stories like this one, Moses. I'll tell you why. Some of them are so funny, some of them are so tragic, and some of them are so real. Moses fits all those. Did you notice, for example, yesterday that God called a man who's a murderer? Wow. What does the church invite us to look at when we read these stories over and over again? What we're invited to do is to step into the story and to see remnants of our own pieces, to encourage us to recognize that God calls all of us. The dreadful, the dark, the tragic, the painful, the funny aspects of our life, to recognize it's a call to be authentically human, to bring all the pieces, the puzzle of who we are as human beings. So let's take a look at this particular story. Here, Moses, as you know, has run away from the Pharaoh. He's afraid for his life. He's taken a very menial job. Remember, he was in the Pharaoh's court, being cared for by Pharaoh's daughter. So he was protected until he committed that murder. Now he's, quote, just a shepherd. In the middle of his work, though, his new career, all of a sudden there's a strange sight, a burning bush. We miss an awful lot of the wisdom of the scriptures if we just take the story literally. The bush is a symbol of something very powerful, God's transforming love. Always present, always passionate, always alive. And if that's not enough, a voice comes from the bush, in case Moses is really deaf and blind and dumb. Listen, for you're walking is holy ground. In other words, pay attention to what's going on. So, of course, he's drawn to this, that in the middle of his work, God appears to him. And what is taking place? God speaks to him in a strange way, a very unexpected way. And the last lesson of this particular story is that God's message is very clear. When Moses rightly says, who am I to do this work? I don't speak very well. Look at you know what I've done. And you still want me to do this? God says yes. And remember, I will be with you in the task I have given you. Even though you don't feel worthy, even though you don't feel you're going to do a good job, I will be with you. And here's the promise. Remember this. You'll be coming right back here when you fulfill the promise. Then you may say, now what in the world does this have to do with me? Everything. So often, working here, specifically at ACC, let's face it, sometimes we don't feel God needs to even hear. Through different things that happen. It's like, it's just a job, Sometimes it's hard for us to recognize that God is present. And God often appears in strange ways. The unexpected phone call, somebody who appears to be mean to us, someone who doesn't quite say things the way we expect, whether they're ordained or not. Yeah, God comes as a burning bush. Why? For the strange, the unexpected, to wake us up. And sometimes God comes with all lights blaring, other times in silence. We come here in this sacred room to remind us that God is always and everywhere present. Because that's what love is. Secondly, notice that God's message to Moses is the same for us as Christians. Jesus said, I will always be with you. I will never abandon you. And I give you my own spirit so that you will do what I've asked you to do. And whatever you do in my spirit, with compassion, with mercy, with care, with patient endurance. Yeah, these stories are meant to wake us up. And that's why we go through them over and over again. So we don't forget who we are and who God is.